We just watched fresh this morning on Netflix in Canada. We gotta wait an extra day. The Last Dance episodes 5 and 6. So to kick off, I wanted to ask you.
Yep.
Everybody was, coming in expecting a lot of Kobe material. We only got about 3 or 4 scenes with Kobe. A couple times him talking. Only his sit downs are rather short. What did you make of how they did the connection between MJ and Kobe, and what stood out to you between their relationship with one another?
They didn't really touch a lot on their relationship together. The only thing I did like, though, when he was in the locker room and he's like, yo, that little kid, which is crazy to think of, just hear anyone call Kobe a little kid.
A little
Like,
Lakers
yo,
kid.
Yeah, that little Lakers kid's going to take everybody one-on-one. That's hard, bro. That's Jordan saying that about Kobe. That's not just anybody.
And
so, I like how they kind of, can scout that talent. Like, right before, they're like, oh, hey, you see that kid right there? He's going to try all of us.
Yeah, game recognized game. And Kobe, that was the year he set the record for youngest player in the All-Star game.
Yeah. He didn't even look, bro, he looks old.
No, I thought he looked young.
How old was he in that scene, bro? What?
He's 19, I think.
19?
Yeah.
Bro, I've never seen a 19-year-old look like that in my life. This guy had a fro going in, a whole beard. Bro, I'm 23. I ain't even got shit yet.
Yeah. So what stood out to me is something that we kind of, unfortunately, it took us the passing of Kobe to kind of think of this mentality. But Kobe said, I hate the one-on-one discussion, like who would win one-on-one or who's better, right? He's like, everything I have is from MJ. There's no 5 rings without Michael Jordan. So that to me, it just spoke of, even in the piece that I wrote when Kobe passed on our blog, everybody adored MJ and everybody adored Kobe. They're so not polar opposites. They're just identical in terms of their work ethic, their mentality to games, their play style. Like Kobe is Jordan's non-DNA'd birth son. You can say like it's so much identical about the two of them. So it's kind of cool to see there. I was a little underwhelmed. I thought they were going to do more Kobe material. I saw somebody was talking to one of the producers in a report of ESPN, I believe it was. They had finished the editing of these episodes before Kobe had passed away. Then after, they wanted to make sure they did it right. So they went back and they watched and they said, no, we don't have to tweak it at all. It's perfect. I didn't think it was that perfect because there just wasn't that much. And I think they could have done more kind of to attribute to Kobe. But hey,
here's the thing, though.
They just can't be choosers. I know it's not a Kobe documentary.
Yeah, it's not. The docuseries about Chicago Bulls, since you just said it was filmed before he died, it was kind of like probably at that time they're thinking like, okay, we don't do too much Kobe because this is more focused on before Kobe.
Yeah. And apparently camera crews have been following around everybody in the NBA, as we've learned the past week. Apparently Kobe had a camera crew his last season. Apparently Magic Johnson had a camera crew his last season.
The Clippers too.
The Clippers, they're releasing a documentary on what's that guy's name? The owner was blackballed before. Well, when he was there. You know what I'm talking about. His name slips my mind, but he used the N-word, I think it was recorded, and then he got removed from ownership in the NBA, forced out of the league. It's a documentary coming about him. Everybody in the NBA
It's not coming out on Netflix, though, no?
It's coming out on Netflix. It's on Quibi. Quibi has a new partnership with ESPN, so they might be working on it together. It's supposed to drop like within the next 8 to 10 days.
Yeah. I heard earlier.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out next week.
In terms of Michael Jordan and the Bulls, was there any scenes or storylines that you want to touch on?
I actually had no idea about this. This is how oblivious I was a little to that era. Their 3rd championship ring, Paxton hits the game-winning shot.
I didn't know he hit that either. And that again goes back to the conversation we had last week where Phil Jackson asked him when they won the first chip in the final, said, who's open? And Jordan goes, Paxton. He goes, find him. He's open. He's going to hit the shot. And it builds on that mentality that Phil Jackson unleashed in Michael Jordan, that you can trust your teammates. When he made that pass coming up the court, I thought it was going to be a give and go. It's coming back to MJ. But he threw it down to the big man, out to the other big man, out to Paxton, wide open, drains the 3, and that's all she wrote. And that's the effect of having a great coach like Phil.
Exactly. Yeah, because the main focus is winning, not just, making yourself look great. Yeah. Jordan looked great regardless.
Now, what I took from that series against Portland, he was hanging around with Magic had obviously retired. I think it was, or maybe it wasn't retired. I was working with NBC that series. So the night
Yeah, he was working.
before, they're up, they're playing cards as they usually did, and everybody were talking about it was MJ and Clyde Drexler were equals, top of the league, and MJ said to Magic Johnson, he said, "I'm gonna give it to this guy. Just watch." Michael Jordan was draining threes and had 35 in the first half, and just ended
Killer
him.
mentality.
And that's something I've never seen another athlete have, where when they feel like they're in that mentality, I'm gonna murder this right now, murder this guy, this team, it's over,
Yeah,
man. Like you're
I
catching
know.
bodies.
Bro, you also see when they were showing the Dream Team practice, and Magic was like, "Yo, if you keep playing like this, we're gonna blow you guys out."
Yeah, you're
And
gonna
then he
get
said
slapped.
Jordan came back and just fucking slapped them
They
up.
they went from
When
up seven to down two in 3
I
possessions.
know.
Back to back threes and had a crazy layup.
But you don't. It's like you kind of see it, but you don't see someone being able to like one individual being able to step up
Score
like that.
like
It
that.
was
Not
like
not to score like that.
you'll see LeBron step up, but he'll involve everyone, like not just himself.
Yeah.
Jordan would just step up and it's like, yeah, I'm taking this over. You guys just watch almost.
Not
And
nobody
use every possession. He's taking it to the rim.
besides like maybe Chamberlain and Oscar Robertson, which is a totally different type of sport back then. Yeah,
Yeah, you
since
can. Yeah.
MJ, nobody is able to go and score and the ferocity and the volume that he was in those clutch moments, right? Again,
'Cause look at
LeBron
the
James will
elite
do it
scorers
differently.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Even James Harden, Giannis, they don't do it like that, you know?
they
They're
can't.
leading scorers, but like when it comes down to it, it's a team. It's not just
Yeah.
the player.
When it matters for them, it's can their team help them win or not. Jordan could will
Exactly.
these guys by dropping 50 or 60 when he wanted.
Yeah. And
And
honestly, watching it, it creates a little separation for me when I used to view Jordan compared to like today's NBA players.
yep.
Because like you don't see that kind of like not just mentality, but like it's a mentality, but he puts it into action, and it won him 6 championships in fuck's sake, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Now you mentioned on the dream team. To me,
Yeah.
I obviously everybody knows how sick that team was. I didn't realize the influence it had on pop culture in the United States at that time, right? Like they
What do you
provided,
mean?
well, everybody had just gone from you watch the NBA and the Olympics, and the Olympics it really elevated the Olympics to another level, and it got
Yeah.
people. It was the first time they said where MJ wasn't just selling Coke and McDonald's. Everybody saw him in a different way. It was all of America was cheering for him. Nobody that hated the Bulls was against them. It was everybody together. It
Yeah.
was the first time NBA players had gone to the Olympics, right? So totally
Yeah.
transcended the way that was viewed. And they said pop culture and basketball kind of became together unanimous, starting with that dream team.
It was embarrassing how they dominated, bro. Especially Croatia. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
I feel
And they
bad for
were
that you,
so
man.
rude to Kukoc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him. I'm like, yo, this guy
You know
got
what?
hit with like Twilight Zone.
Good on Kukoc though, because he came back and had a good second game in the finals against them.
Still got, yeah, I know, but they were saying like Jordan went back to locker room, was like, yo, this kid plays, like, he's good, yo, he's tougher than I thought. But
Yeah.
then they show the final score, it was like 120 to 80. I'm like, bro, it was a 40-point slap. Who
Yeah,
cares
but
if you have
he
60
played good.
points?
He played good. Uh,
Yes.
the last topic I want to discuss on before we move on is Jordan's kind of mentality for self-marketing. Now, self-marketing is totally different back then and now, well, due to social media and just the world we live in with technology.
Yeah.
But when the first African-American had the chance to enter Senate, I forget his first name, his last name was Grant. Jordan didn't want to endorse him, didn't want to do anything publicly. He said, Republicans still buy my shoes. They buy them too, right? And he had the mentality, he even said, I'm a basketball player. I'm not a politician.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the public light and all that stuff. Now, you
Yeah.
flip the guys in today's world, and all Jordan ended up doing, he ended up caving because of his mother. He just donated $100,000 to Grant's party to help with the cause. In today's world, though, if you don't speak out, you're almost crucified to a totally different extent. You have a guy like LeBron James where he has a totally different mentality where he says, I'm not just an athlete. His mantra is I'm more than an athlete uninterrupted. I'm not going to just shut up and dribble. He goes out of his way to speak on these issues, and that's why people love him, and it's for a totally different reason, right? Like if you're a minority or somebody and you see LeBron James standing up for causes you believe in, you're going to cater towards him. You're going to feel that affection for him even more as your idol and your hero. So it's just crazy to me to see that totally complete difference in mindset and how it worked for both of them, and they both elevated to great heights.
You say they get crucified if they don't speak out?
Yeah, like if LeBron James doesn't speak on a topic, now people are like, oh, it's on LeBron James. He's capable of more to do more.
I feel it's the opposite. I feel like he was getting heat for speaking up.
No, but
Because
okay,
before
at
it
that
was like, why
start,
don't you speak up? Now it's like,
at the
why are you
start, sure,
speaking
but
up?
now if he doesn't comment on a topic,
Yeah, because he
people hate
created the
him.
whole I'm more than an athlete, right? With Maverick Carter too.
Yeah, like when he didn't want to speak on the U.S.-China situation with when it was
What were
going.
people saying? Why did you talk now?
Yeah, people are saying, why aren't you
Like,
talking now? Exactly,
but
and
that
then he came out and he spoke on it.
but they're also saying that because when he did speak out the first time, they said shut up and dribble, basically, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
it's kind of like,
to
you only talk about it when it affects you.
yeah, to me, there's no knock on Jordan here, but there's a big part of these episodes talking about the pressure he dealt with in '93 and '98, and how
Yeah,
the media essentially forced him out of the game after the '93 chip. Man, you have to then give kudos to a guy like LeBron James
yeah.
for there's way more media attention and public attention in today than there was in '93 or '98, and LeBron James has pretty much never faltered. Like you have to wonder if the media could force Jordan out in '93, how would he fare if he was playing in 2020? He probably would have been out of the league in 5 years. He's not unable to handle it. Not saying that for sure, but I'm just saying to that
Mm.
extent, like the media crucifixion and the coverage, the attention of the people. Now it's not just people lining up to see you. It's every single person with their camera in your face when you're trying to get into a
Yeah.
hotel, trying to be a sideline reporter, asking you questions and trying to get your autographs. And, oh, take a selfie with me. Like, you got to commend the guys in today's game, athletes all over, that deal with that type of attention and detail on them.
You do, but also, like, who's the face of the league today? LeBron,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's still LeBron.
You don't like they try to, like what they did with Jordan. They try to find dirt on him, so they picked at this gambling thing so hard.
Yeah, there's just nothing on LeBron.
LeBron, yeah, there's literally like
No, that's what
nothing
I'm
on this
saying.
guy.
It's crazy how in today's world,
The
he's
worst thing
been
he's
able
done
to,
is not talk about the China
yeah,
situation.
he's been able to uphold a clean rap sheet all throughout. And even a couple
Yeah,
days ago, it was flying around Instagram that he cheated on his wife, the 22-year-old model. And like the actual basketball fans were laughing. They're like, "Are you kidding me? This guy, LeBron James, the all this is gonna cheat on his wife, the mother of his 3 or 4 kids, with an Instagram model? Like, come on, Rihanna was wanting to get at him for years, but he's gonna settle
I didn't
for an
even hear about this.
Instagram
Is this
model."
true?
Yeah, no, like obviously it's not true. The rumors
Obviously, yeah, yeah. But
flying
I mean,
around.
like, I don't.
Yeah, 2 days ago, rumors were flying on social media. I had 2 people send it to me, and I just replied with laugh out louds.
Yeah, LeBron's gonna go for these Instagram models.
No
Yeah,
chance. Yeah, so yeah. The greatest thing to me of this documentary is obviously the Jordan and the Bulls, but just seeing the complete difference of that era compared to this era, because we
yeah.
didn't live it. We were born in '96, right? We saw the end of Jordan playing with the Wizards, and the rest we've
Yeah.
seen on YouTube and TSN highlights. That's it.
But I also think it kind of put rest, like, well, to me it did, but like apparently, obviously Isaiah doesn't think so. But it put the rest that he kept Isaiah off the dream team
I don't
because
think.
he does say he's like, I hate the guy,
Yeah.
but I respect his skill. And aside from Magic Johnson, I think he's the best point guard of all
Now,
time.
yeah, I said it. I said it last week too. I don't understand how that was a storyline in this documentary when Magic
That he,
Johnson admitted when he had his reconciliation with Isaiah Thomas at the Lakers Staples Center. Magic Johnson admitted it was pretty much his fault that Isaiah Thomas wasn't on that team. So I don't understand why this was even a storyline in this documentary.
I feel like Isaiah just he doesn't want to accept it. He's like, nah, it had to have been Jordan. He had to have done something.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, everybody who's watching this, go on YouTube and find the clip where Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas have a candid conversation in the Staples Center and hug it out after. I'm fairly certain Magic Johnson says, "I held you off the dream team." And like, yeah, you have to realize if Magic Johnson had a beef with him, Larry Bird had a beef with him, Michael Jordan had a beef with him, why would the guys putting the team together put that guy on the team? He's going to screw up the chemistry, as Michael Jordan said. Everybody who had such a good time on that team, if Isaiah Thomas is on that team, the camaraderie would have been totally different.
And like, it's not like he was the Jordan of that era where like, he's the best player and you guys are keeping him off the team. Like, no.
Yeah, like if Jordan
it's
had an
just
issue with all the guys, there's no way you could hold Jordan off the team.
Exactly, yeah. If they all hated Jordan, he's still staying on that team.
All right, we'll wrap up there on that segment.